As you know, the laser is not just good for the sword. And as you might guess, in this episode we will be lasering. Stay with me! Now, this is not the first machine from AlgoLaser that I have received or made a video about. However, this is the more serious machine that has arrived to me, as it is the AlgoLaser Alpha MK2, which means it is the MK2, or second version of the Alpha. In this video, I will show how to assemble it, and I will tell the technical specifications. And obviously I have worked with it a bit, so I will share my experiences. Let's go through these. Let's start with the assembly, because this is a relatively large machine, but it has unique features. The first unique feature is that it's not made up of the usual aluminum profiles, nor is it a single casting. Instead of an aluminum frame, we have a bent metal frame. We need to assemble the machine from 4 of these pieces. The manufacturer has essentially assembled everything for us, so it includes the ribbed belt, the tensioners and the electronics. Everything is in its place, where it should be. All we have to do is assemble the frame. And once we are done with the frame, then we put this carriage here on the bead, place the head on top of the machine, connect the cables, and we are basically done. However, one thing remains, namely the installation of the air assist system, as the manufacturer provides this machine with a complete air assist system is also provided at the base price. And it's not a bad one either. So the assembly itself is considered very easy. It is crucial and important to emphasize that the manufacturer does not. Packed inside are 1,000 kinds of screws, but we only encounter one size. This is what we need to assemble the frame, which significantly shortens the work, as there is no need to search for where each screw goes. No need to figure out which screw fits where. The same screw goes everywhere. That's roughly the assembly. Now I'll quickly show the machine, what parts we encounter on it, and I'll also show this air assist pump. Let's start with the pump, because it's a really good piece. It looks like the air comes out from the front here, which will then go into the machine. The pump is a very high performance pump, which means it can expel air with a pressure of 32 kilopascals and inject it into the air assist system. So into the air assist system of the machine. During use, there isn't too much noise, which is great. And what's really positive is that we find rubber pads at the bottom of the machine. So the slight vibration that occurs won't transfer to the tabletop. This also reduces noise. We have a standard thread here in the middle, so we can attach this pump to a small tripod or something else if we want to. I think it's unnecessary on these rubber feet more. It stands well. I need to highlight one more thing about the air assist pump, and that's that they include the controller where you can adjust between 10 and 100% how much air goes through the air assist system. This is really good, because you can set it to maximum when cutting, and for engraving you can adjust it. The amount of air between 10 and 100%. This allows us to regulate the depth of the engraving and its darkness. The less air we provide, the deeper and darker the engraving will be. The more we provide, the less deep and lighter the engraving will be. So this is a really great pump and very important. I'll say it again. It's already included in the price of the machine. And that's really great, because for a 20-watt machine, especially if we are cutting, we'll definitely need the air assist system. With the use of the air assist system, the smoke formation decreases, the cutting edge will be much nicer, and the possibility of fire formation is significantly reduced. So we definitely need to use this, and it is also provided. It's included in the package. So make sure you use it. The other thing I must definitely show is the head. As in this machine, we find a 20-watt laser head. And this 20-watt laser head is mounted with the best fastening system I have seen so far. Onto the machine, because we don't need to fix it with screws, but need to lower a little lever, and we can remove the head, and also adjust the height. As you can see, this is a 20-watt head. We have a small viewing window here. The laser beam comes out through this small nozzle below, and the air from the air assist system also comes out through this small nozzle. The air. It goes in at the top here, and we find very high quality connectors at this opening. And there are also indicator LEDs that show when the head is powered and when the head is working. This looks roughly like this. Actually, what you need to know about this is that its output power, that is its optical power, 20 watts. They usually achieve 20 watts in these heads by placing 4 5-watt lasers and focusing their light into one point, resulting in 20 watts of output optical power. Regarding the machine, it's very important for me to say and mention that I really like how it's assembled. The cabling is really good, and there are very good little cable fasteners everywhere. They hold the cables in place. They won't get caught during the movement of the head or the rail, preventing any fire caused by the head getting stuck during operation. For a long time, I can talk about the best, most beautifully wired machine here, and this wiring applies to the ERA-SYS system as well. As I mentioned, it's plugged into the head here. And the other half is connected into this small box on the side, and from this small box it needs to be connected through this other tube to the ERA-SYS pump, and through this the air gets in here and from here to the head. So these are very well done. I really like them. Overall, the machine itself is very appealing, very durable, despite being assembled from such bent sheet metal profiles. Very stable with a very rigid machine frame. One more thing I would highlight about this is that compared to many basic machines, the height of the legs is adjustable here. You can screw them in and adjust the height. This is good if the work surface, workbench is not entirely level as we work. Here, we don't need to place all sorts of pads under the legs to stabilize the machine. We can adjust its height. And well, this is roughly what I wanted to say about the structure. Let's move a bit further to what kind of system this machine uses, because this is a very interesting point. And the manufacturer also asked me to definitely highlight it. And rightfully so, because it's indeed really cool. What is it exactly about? It is about the fact that this machine has an operating system. This is the manufacturer's own Algo OS operating system. Through this operating system, we can control the machine, and the operating system can be controlled through this small display here. This is a touch-sensitive display. So essentially, it can be controlled just like a phone. It's really great because we can connect the machine to the PC through USB, but if we don't want to work through the PC, we can set up every workflow through this display. This happens when we transfer from the PC to the machine, the file we want to process. This could be a vector file, say SVG, but it could also be simply JPG or PDF, and it recognizes countless file formats. As you know, we can usually cut SVGs. The JPG and other image files can be engraved. So we copy this into the machine, and once we have copied it into the machine, we can start everything through this display. Therefore, when we start something, we select the file we want to process. The machine offers us to choose the material we want to work on. Once we have selected this, the machine figures out the appropriate carriage speed and laser power to use based on its programmed material table for the job to be done properly. Of course, if you are experienced, you can override this as you know what material you are working with, and you can decide if what the machine suggests is too much or too little for the given material. You can adjust this and set the speed and the laser strength to the appropriate level. So it's really great. If you've gotten this far, you can start the work through the display, and once you've started, you'll see how much time is left, how long the work takes, how much time is left. And it also shows the percentage of the work currently. It is also important to highlight that the machine indeed has Wi-Fi. You can connect to it via Wi-Fi, even with a mobile phone. So if you want to use this machine, you can do it in several ways. You can use our mobile phone application through its own operating system and touch-sensitive display, or you can use it from a PC as well. If you use it from a PC, it supports widely used software, namely Laser GRBL, which is the free software, and Lightburn, which is a paid software and a more advanced software. So the more advanced, if you want to complete faster work, then it's recommended to use this. But if you just want to make a single workpiece or possibly sample pieces, the machine itself and the built-in operating system are perfectly adequate to perform, start, finish the work, and have everything completed. It is very important that the manufacturer can continuously update the operating system and the machine's firmware. We can do this via Wi-Fi, so if we have connected to the home network, we can update the operating system that way, or we can also do it with files, so we can upload the firmware to the machine and start the update. The main point is that this machine, because of its built-in system, software support, mobile support, it will be good for beginners too, even absolute beginners, as it is very easy to manage. Essentially, you have to go through the workflow setup in a very step-by-step manner, and you can hardly make any mistakes. But if you don't want to use it as a beginner, then you can use it with PC software like Lightburn, through which you can access a lot of settings. I don't think there would be any faults with this. These are all great capabilities. And of course, I tested these capabilities, as I do every time when using some engraving or cutting tool. In this case, I didn't engrave with it, because engraving with a 20-watt machine is really not it's not an art. With this machine, you can engrave all kinds of soft materials. So with 20 watts, we can start even with cardboard, but we can also engrave a dry leaf. We can engrave on fabric. We can engrave on leather. We can engrave on plywood. But what's very interesting is that we can engrave even you can engrave stainless steel plates as well. So in this case, I didn't engrave, but cut. In fact, I made this little wall decoration. Originally, it was supposed to be twice as large, so I reduced it in size. This small, it was made from plywood, 4mm sheets. As I said, 4 layers were cut out. These were painted and glued together. This is a tiny little wall decoration. It's just an example of what can be made with this machine, because from the Christmas tree ornament to the from birthday gifts to many things can be made with it. For example, I was just looking at Easter table decorations, because Easter is coming, so that's likely to be the next project, to make a few for the family. A showy, cute Easter table decoration then. But now, the point is that I made this little wall decoration. You can see there are incredibly thin little sections in it. It really cuts very accurately, very accurately, very nicely. So it is suitable for such tasks. I can absolutely recommend it. I haven't mentioned the price of the machine yet in this basic package, which includes the air assist system. We get a coupon for this. Its price is 225,000 forints. But without a coupon, you can choose a larger package, including the honeycomb base plate. It includes adjustable height legs and a glass rotary. Extinguisher, or maybe a complete box that can make the equipment completely fireproof, so you can decide which package you want to purchase. The point is that the basic package with this air assist system, tubes, all sorts of things, altogether 225,000 forints. Naturally, as I usually do, I will put the link below the video where you can purchase the equipment, or if it has caught your attention and you are interested in this machine. Then definitely read my written test as well, where I can provide further details and pictures. I will also put the link for this under the video on YouTube. Click on it, read it. I think it will be worth it. You will also find the coupon code under the video, which makes the price of 225,000 forints available. Well, that's about it. I think I've covered everything, so we'll now wrap up this broadcast. I'll wrap it up again. Be good, take care of yourselves, and still enjoy the spring. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you like this video. Bye!